Thanks to ETAG for inviting me along. I think what I can bring to the seminar this morning, which is what I specialise in, is ignorance. A year ago, I was one of those people that was going around saying, black and white things appearing. No idea what they are, I'm not interested, so I just kept looking past them. My colleague, Lisa Robshaw, who is our marketing manager, is on maternity leave at the moment. She first explained to me what QR codes were, and then what we've done over the past year is worked closely with Mark and kind of experimented. And I think what's come out of that, what I'd like to talk to you about, is our experience. We've not done it particularly well necessarily. It's been very much toe in the water. We've also not spent a lot of money on it, which that's my job, to say to the marketing manager, no, we can't afford that. But what it's done for me certainly is not only do I understand it more, but I now can see future developments for us and where we might be able to take it in the future. Basically, we use QR codes this past year in 3 different formats, and our main format is our leaflet. Leafleting is very important, as many of you will know, in Edinburgh and Scotland. And so we have a QR code, bottom right-hand corner, simply says view our TV ad. And that takes you to YouTube film, which is a 30-second television advertisement. Great thing, from my perspective about that, is having that printed on a leaflet. You're having the leaflet printed and designed anyway, so there's no cost. It's also a TV investment that was made probably for a time 5 or 6 years ago. We can't afford to put it on the TV anymore, so we spend all that money, it's not doing anything. It's a lovely little addition. You can't see it anywhere else unless you trawl or search on YouTube. So that gives you a little insight, a little dramatic insight into what the place is about. We also have taxis you may or may not have seen around the city. We have 20 taxis branded up as we're American East Coast, and we do that for the peak season months each year. And that's really sort of subliminal advertising. No one's necessarily going to look at a taxi and go, oh, I must go and visit that. But it just gets that image, gets our logo. So again, this year, we actually have QR codes for the taxis. And I'll give you statistics in a minute, but what Lisa and Mark suggested, and I was very dubious, but as usual I was proved wrong, was if you think of getting into a taxi, obviously the outside's all branded, you've got those flip-down seats behind where the driver sits, that's the partition. Well, on those panels there, you can have an advert. And so what we did was we enlarged the QR code on those flip-down seats. I couldn't see anyone whipping out a smartphone and trying to sort of scan something else that didn't go on. But I'll give you the statistics at the moment. And thirdly, we were having a poster campaign at the airport at the baggage reclaim area just for 1 month, May this year. And again, it's a revolving poster, there were 3 posters, I believe we had 1. And we put a slightly enlarged QR code on that, just to see how that would work. In terms of statistics, what we've had since May, and these are not huge numbers necessarily, but remember that, you know, the type of business we are, over 1,100 scans since May through to September in total, of which 860 came from the leaflet. Surprisingly, 200 from the taxi flip-down seats. Staggering. I would never think of doing that. And 60 from the poster at the airport. So you've got 1,100 people managing a CRT TV advert. You've then got 40% of those 1,100 going onto our website. Now, we're one of the guilty people. We don't have a mobile website. Our website, which we designed and launched last year, is quite large, it's quite complex, looks great on a nice big screen like that. On the mobile, it's dreadful. And one thing that this experience has taught us is that we're now looking at possibly developing a mobile website so that we can utilise the visits from QR codes better. So 40% have gone onto the website. How many of those people have actually been have then decided to visit us as a result of QR codes? Difficult to measure. We can't at the moment through our website measure how many people through the scanning QR code then went on to book a ticket. Again, that's our fault. We're not putting the resources into putting those measurements in place, and that's something we might put into in the future. But for us, with all our elements of advertising, it's very much about layers. It's about different little bits of information and just trying to entice people, give them a little bit more information. It's not going to replace a website. It's never going to replace our leaflet. That's the most important thing. But as an enhancement, as delivering something to our visitors and making more information accessible, more entertaining information accessible, and just enhancing the whole experience, really. I think it's a very, very useful tool. And I can also commend Mark for his expertise and his help as well. So, very exciting past year, and I'd give us on site probably a 5 out of 10 in how we've operated last year, but certainly next year I think we'll be doing a lot better and do a lot more with that.